God wants us to start to take risks. Little beautiful risks. Hi folks, Father Columba here with the Franciscan Friars of Renewal and Called to More. I wanted to talk to you today about wounds, scars. We see in Jesus something similar. And some of his greatest saints, we see this bizarre and amazing manifestation called the Stigmata. St. Pio, St. Francis, two of the most famous, but there's been lots of others. It's people who have these in hand or in wrist. They get these the wounds of Jesus, and in their feet, and then in their side. And quite a strange thing, can be disturbing. There can be false versions of this. The enemy, always has his twisted forms of the gifts of God, but that the church has discerned that many of these have been completely legit from God. And that can be kind of weird, right? Because it'd be like, does God want me to suffer? Why would you do that to your best friends? Seriously. Sometimes God is really hard to understand. And the saints themselves, particularly I'm conscious of St. Francis and St. Pio, that they were mortified by this in case people would see them, because they always wanted to hide their virtue or hide the blessings God had given them. They wanted to pour blessings out on people for the salvation of souls and for God's glory. But anything that kind of put attention on them and their holiness, they were really keen to hide it. They didn't mind the suffering bit. And we see this in all the saints. As the saints get more sainty, more like Jesus, they're like, I'd like more of that. It's good enough for Jesus, good enough for me. Not for suffering's sake, but for the sake of the good that can come through it. For the sake of the sacrifice, the sacrificial love that comes through it. Very brain melting. And I get that because I don't like suffering at all. So I'm with you. I will also say there's a revelation, there's a mystery involved there. And it's so important that we don't disregard suffering and say, no, bad, evil. Objectively on its own, suffering is evil. But what God has done through it, he has transformed the worst into the best. Hey guys, sorry to interrupt myself. I really hope you're enjoying the content. If you're enjoying this video or other videos, if you would consider becoming a member, you could help us help others, just giving them the gospel. We've lots of kind of plans and projects and things we want to do on the channel. We'd love if you'd partner with us in that. So links somewhere or other. And there will be like a special content if you do sign up for this. I'll send you beard clippings. No, I won't. I will not send you beard clippings. Maybe something else. All right, guys, God bless you. And here comes me. And if you ever see the image of the divine mercy, it's through his wounds, through his heart wounds, his hand wounds, that this grace, these rays of mercy come to us. Through his stripes, through his sufferings, we are healed. So he doesn't want to hide those. You look at the statues of the saints, and we commemorate the saints. Their statues always have the way in which they died, if they were martyrs. In heaven, these wounds of love will be our greatest glory. Now, we can have lots of different types of wounds, and I don't mean just, say, trauma wounds, stuff where I got really, really hurt, physically, emotionally, whatever, and I have this, and it's a gaping wound, and it hurts, and I'm just trying to get through life and manage this and heal this as best I can. So that can be a thing that I really do believe God wants to continue to meet us there, the place of our greatest need. And I always find that, like, Jesus goes right for the painful bit. Oh yeah, how's it going? He gets in there, right? He doesn't just talk nice and shallow and, oh yeah, this nice weather, isn't it? Mm-hmm. He wants to go deep, and often deep into our wounds, into the places we'd rather not go. Because he wants to heal us, because he wants us to know in the place of our greatest shame that we're actually loved. When I experience him in the greatest suffering and loss in my life, not that he comes with lots of solutions, but he's with me, loving me there, not liking the suffering or the loss that I'm enduring, but loving me in this place of pain that I'd rather run a million miles from. I think wounds are the greatest place where I can give my true self to God and to others and for others. We are here to love and be loved. I don't know if you would agree with me on that. We're here to love and be loved. And one of the greatest gifts God has given us for others is actually ourselves and him coming through ourselves. But if we hide ourselves, we're a bit like the guy with the one talent in the gospel who hid it because he's afraid of God and he doesn't want to mess up. So he hides it and he covers up and then he gives it back to God. It's like, I knew, so here you go. I think in some ways that's me. That's like the gift of myself. It doesn't have to mean I've got gifts and talents, but just me and my core. And sometimes I'm so like, oh, no. So afraid of letting what's inside outside. Afraid maybe because people laughed at me when I was a kid, when I was trying to be vulnerable or express myself or be artistic. Kids can be so cruel and they laugh at each other and they poke fun and they mock. And sometimes adults do that too. And the world can do that. And so it's really scary and risky to take what's inside, bring it out. There's also bad ways we can do that. We can try to bring that stuff out. I can tell you about my wounds or how gifted I am in order to manipulate you and try to take something from you, take love from you, force you to love me, force you to have sympathy, force you to feel pity for me, whatever, because I'm trying to do funny stuff. And that doesn't really work either, but rather the authentic gift of self, that we could sincerely and like a child simply be ourselves and reveal what's in our heart, good, the bad, the ugly, to others, to God, in our prayer, in our life, and not hold that back. Sometimes with friendships, some of the greatest gift is simply to be ourselves, even when we're afraid to share, even when we're afraid to connect, to try to be authentically ourselves without anything amazing. I'm not super funny. I don't have an amazing conversational gift, but I just can be me and maybe a little bit vulnerable. And that's actually the thing people love. That's the flower that they go, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. So too, you are completely unique and beautiful. I'm not going to be myself so that you love me. I'm going to be myself because that's what I am and that's what I was made to be. And that this just shines out through me. And it's scary. It's a vulnerability, which means a wound. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and give glory to your Father in heaven, Jesus said. And his greatest work in you and through you is you. But also you have amazing gifts. Let your light shine, not in order or out of, oh no, this is just a risk. This is an opportunity for me to be rejected. If I put myself out there, I sing this song, I paint this picture, I show people my whatever that's inside that I'm creating and I want to pour out. I'm too afraid to do that because it's too risky. Then I don't let that light shine. Then I keep what's inside and the outside. And I'm wondering why I'm feeling so boxed in and nobody knows me and I live in fear. God wants us to start to take risks. Little beautiful risks with your beautiful heart and with everything that is inside you, your being and your giftedness, to let them out. This is our glory. This is our imitating of the wounded one, the glorious, beautiful, wounded one. This was a poem I heard years ago. Archbishop Fulton Sheen, who please God will be canonized. He used to quote this, especially when he was preaching to priests. It's by Amy Carmichael, and it's called Hast Thou No Scar? And I just love it. Hast thou no scar? No hidden scar on foot or side or hand? I hear thee sung as mighty in the land. I hear them hail thy bright ascendant star. Hast thou no scar? Hast thou no wound? Yet I was wounded by the archers spent, leaned me against a tree to die and rent. By ravening beasts that compassed me, I swooned. Hast thou no wound? No wound, no scar, yet as the master shall the servant be, and pierced are the feet that follow me. But thine are whole. Can he have followed far, who has no wound, no scar? God bless you. We haven't looked at a close-up of Jerry the geranium for a long time. Hello, Jerry. How are you doing? He's looking well with the flowers, pretty poor with the leaves. That's because I was away a lot. This one here now needs to be removed. I was away a lot, so the leaves he wasn't getting watered. I'm sorry.